could jihad mean something outside and beyond the military context? Okay, could it mean that? Could it have multiple, semantic understandings in reality? And indeed, is there something called a spiritual jihad? Okay, is there a struggle within? Is really kind of the point here. Because the emphasis is always on battle, right? Here, in fact, there's something called the Greater Jihad, the Jihad al-Akbar, versus the lesser jihad, the Jihad al-Asghar. And what's interesting here is that the lesser jihad, the one that's not considered as important, is warfare. According to the text that we're going to read. It's the spiritual jihad that is much greater, much bigger, and much more complex, and much more difficult to realize in reality. So let's just talk about that for a little while, as the dictionary implied to us too. So, the Greater Jihad text and controversy. Of course, there are texts which talk about this dichotomous nature of jihad, spiritual versus physical, so to speak. So here we have a text which says قَدَّمْتُمْ خَيْرَ مَقْدَمْ وَقَدَّمْتُمْ مِنَ الْجِهَادِ الْأَصْغَرِ إِلَى الْجِهَادِ الْأَكْبَرِ. And what is that? مُجَاهَدَةَ الْعَبْدِ هَوَى. You have returned in the best of ways, and you have returned from the lesser jihad to the greater jihad, the devotee's opposition to his whimsical desires. And this is said to be a prophetic statement. The Prophet said this when returning from battle. Yeah? He said this returning from battle. In other words, you've come back, you were victorious and so on, but you've returned from a lesser struggle to a much greater struggle. Okay? And the greatest struggle is the spiritual struggle. Yeah? And what is that spiritual struggle? It is the devotee's opposition of his whimsical desires. Yeah? It's the fight against your own self is really kind of the idea.